All right. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Double Here We Go has been sounded today by Fabrizio Romano. And guess what? It's all about Carlo and Alonso. One is replacing the other, and the other one is obviously getting another job. And that is Carlo Ancelotti. You know, it has been known, there's been a public secret that Alonso last summer denied to obviously go ahead to become a manager of Liverpool, to see to it that he really waits for that job of a club known as Real Madrid. You remember that very well, not so? So that's what will went ahead to happen there. And I tell you what, we've gone ahead obviously come to the final answer, and it's gotten, and it is not something new to most of you, because towards the end of last week, you know what Xabi Alonso said, that he's obviously going to be parting ways with Bayer Leverkusen. And Carlo Ancelotti and Brazil had already gone ahead to obviously work onto their deal to see to it that it materializes. Much like Barton close to 100 times. And let's get into what Fabrizio Romano told us today. Now, first and foremost, the first Here We Go that came in through was all about Xabi Alonso, and he said, Xabi Alonso to Real Madrid, here we go. Story confirmed and deal sealed for Xabi as new manager until 2028. Staff sorted, contract in place, and 3-year deal for Alonso, with Real planning for him to start at FIFA Club World Cup. Ancelotti farewell soon, then Xabi Alonso era will begin at Real Madrid. Now, I think for Xabi Alonso, he has what we call a very huge charisma in him. And I just love the decision that he made, that he's obviously going to be going to Real Madrid. Having gone ahead to obviously start his managerial career at Bayer Leverkusen. And you know what he did? He won them a trophy in very many decades of them not winning it. And he went ahead to stop Bayern Munich in very many years. I think Bayern Munich had taken the Bundesliga for, is it 11, 12 consecutive years, and he came in through, and Xabi Alonso went ahead to do the needful. So he's coming through at Real Madrid, knowing that the club is one that really demands huge, and his big problem is going to be Hans Flick, because Hans Flick came in through in his first season and went ahead to obviously make Carlo Ancelotti get sacked. For Carlo Ancelotti, his plan was to obviously leave Real Madrid in 2026. But guess what? Hans Flick has come out and beaten him close. Is it 5 times? In the La Liga, twice. You know? Copa del Rey once. Then they played into, is it called the King's Cup in Saudi Arabia, and beat him. And there is another time that went ahead to beat him. So close to 4 or 5 times, Ancelotti has been really humbled by Hans Flick. So Xabi Alonso is coming in through, and I think he needs to be knowing what he's obviously going to be facing, because if Barcelona has been performing like this, and most of the players that were really playing were really young, they are getting into a season of 2025, 2026 with a vast range of experience. And I tell you what, it will obviously take us miles, and see how these two are obviously going to tussle themselves out. But Alonso comes in through at the side of but Alonso comes in through at a time when he knows to it that a lot is really in his favor, as Real Madrid plans to obviously go ahead and bring in 6 players. And one of the players they've gone ahead to sign is Trent Alexander-Arnold. You understand? Trent Alexander-Arnold has gone ahead to come in through as a free agent. And they're looking into bringing Saliba, a center forward, another CDM. So a lot is going to be happening when this story of, or when the era of Xabi Alonso really goes on. And something that Ancelotti never got. I think Real Madrid lacked what we call reinforcement, especially into their squad. And for Xabi Alonso, looks like he wants to bring in close to 3, 4, 5, 6 players at Real Madrid and really reinforce his squad and see how things are really going to be panning out. William Saliba is one of those they're really looking at, and I don't know whether they'll be given a very huge go to sign the player in William Saliba. So we wait and see how that pans out. But the side of Xabi Alonso is really very strong that they've gone ahead to make the right choice to obviously go and manage Real Madrid. So that is it for now. And that is the first Here We Go, and he's going to be managing his first game as a Real Madrid manager in the FIFA Club World Cup that is in USA. After that, we're obviously going to be going to what we call Carlo Ancelotti. And Fabrizio Romano again went ahead to obviously break another story of Carlo Ancelotti, and it read as follows: that Carlo Ancelotti will be new Brazil head coach, plan confirmed and agreement done. The staff has been decided, document signed, and exit process from Real Madrid will follow with special farewell. Ancelotti will start working for Brazil from the end of May. Here we go. That's what Fabrizio Romano told us. Then David Austin came up and told us that Carlo Ancelotti appointed head coach of Brazil, 65-year-old Italian, to leave Real Madrid after final La Liga fixture versus Real Sociedad and start new job on May 26th. Contract signed following cordial negotiations led by Diego Fernandez for CBF. Now, if there is the biggest winner of all this, it's none other than the Brazilian national team. I told you that if Brazil can get in Carlo Ancelotti, I can come here and really tell you that they are going to be competitors for the World Cup that is going to be played in the US, because he is a European coach. He knows exactly what it's needed to obviously formulate a very big team. And for him, managing a national team is obviously going to be giving him variety and plenty of players. And by the way, some of the players that are going to be at the Brazilian national team, he has already gone ahead to work with, like Vinicius Jr., Endrick, there is Rodrigo. You can talk about this central defender that we went ahead to injure his ACL injury. You know, I've forgotten his name for Real Madrid. He has worked with Casemiro and very many other players. And let no one lie to you that there is a side that is really more talented than than Brazil. And him looking at the performance of Rafinha at the side of Barcelona, when you look at the likes of Anthony at Celta, at Rio Betis, talk of other Brazilian players and how they're performing around the world, I think can formulate a very good team to see to it that he really builds onto that. The likes of Bruno Guimaraes, you know, and others, Neymar, and very many others. I know he's obviously going to be having a very vast range. Now, that huge block that has been really stopping the side of the side of Brazil to obviously go and really win what we call the World Cup, I think this guy has a solution to it, as they've been knocked out by mostly European teams. And European teams have European managers, and this is where Ancelotti comes in through to be a solution. So we wait and see how that pans out, but it's obviously going to be managing Brazil, and I think Brazil are the hugest winners of it all. For Alonso, I trust him is a good manager, but can he really manage the pressure? Because Real Madrid, they can even sack you midway. Now, in the Champions League, he has to perform very well, and the La Liga, you know, and the only way to really keep his job is winning the Champions League. Because if he wins the La Liga and he gets beaten in the Champions League, will get sacked. So we wait and see how that pans out. But those are the two Here We Goes that we have in here. One is for Carlo Ancelotti and the other one is for Alonso. And which one has obviously gone ahead to make the better choice? And do you think Alonso will long live at the side of at the side of Real Madrid? Because for Carlo Ancelotti, I know he'll leave because I know exactly what he brings. He is a man who is really a great tactician and can play all styles of football. And he knows exactly how to really deal with Brazilian players from way back at AC Milan, Chelsea, Real Madrid, PSG. And for everywhere he has been a man who has really dealt with Brazilian players. And the language is not obviously going to be his problem, because I know that Italians also know Portuguese, that Brazilians really speak a lot. Rokani David is my name. First video of the day. More is yet to come. We sign out for now. See you later. And another video will be loading in like 1 or 2 hours from now. It might be a premiere, but get set to really know what the world is thinking about the world of football as we get into deep transfers, as Alonso crosses to Real Madrid and Ancelotti crosses to Brazil.